Yeah, it sound like a winner right there. Come on, come on. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. Hold up a minute, fam, let me ask you this. Did your last promotion offer you an ass to kiss? Hashtag for this. I know a better way in many, honestly. Wonder why you bash the shit. Your heart's got to be right to make it from here. For animosity and hate, you can place it here. No time for pity. We partying all the way. No time to be the victim. We got a call to take. Keep your square and watch God fall to fate. A linebacker reads well before they call the play. Hoping you all would say, hoping we all would pray. Invest a little bit of time in a taller day. Forget the ball and play. We got stakes in Israel with much more beef than the shawl can say. Now that's the scholar's way. No lust for the cause of throwbacks. In fact, give them all away. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. Inside my circles are deep bows and little Urkels, and need no brown types with no remorse if they hurt you. Many out to take you, plotting schemes for your paycheck. And no, I'm not a snitch just because I come and say that. Look, dude, I don't play that. When my boy G-Lo was killed, you know you saw me on the news. If you choose to look way back, so stay back. I'm militant like Osama, intelligent like Obama, and you can ask your mama. No need to wonder. I'm like the 10th one under the commission of the author of life. When I was younger, I would do what a thug would tend to do. And if you got the last lick, quickly remember you. Life changed, but still things remain the same. Slave masters got these brothers' brains and chains. Yo, I'm feeling your pain. Down and out in life, saying your prayers, but not seeing the change. We in the sin nation. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free.
People I meet, but damn, I never thought I'd be stalked by a man with a gun. I'm just a kid with the Skittles in hand. It's not God's plan that I live a short life, but I am doing my best to avoid this fight. But I'll be damned if I run and beg and plead like a punk. You wanna know the outcome? Let the music pump.
What you doing over here? We had a lot of break-ins from you thugs drinking beer and committing sins. Your hood makes you look thuggin'.
Oh my God, this crazy dude straight bugging. I'm just trying to get home to make me mush your hugging. Before long, he and I was straight tussling. He has the upper hand. I'm fighting with the grown man. And that gap that he packing, yo, I need it in my hand. And who the hell are you? go questioning me. I wanna be cop is the impression I see. And if you put down the gun, I guarantee you're gonna run as far as power over me. I'm not giving you none. So if you're looking for a fight, I guess you got one tonight. All I'm trying to do is live with all of my might. I guess they bullied you in school, you couldn't wait to get a tool. When it's all said and done, you be looking like a fool.
Let me get some of that right there. Come on. Yes. Come on. I want to talk to my brothers and sisters out there for a moment. I want you to know who you are. You feel me? So you know who you are. Faking the funk out here. Folks destroying this planet. Time to wake up to your reality of who you are and walk in your calling when God created you. Take your position. Yo, we back again. If you're throwing in the towel, then you back in sin. We need the Holy Spirit. Please let the chaplain in. Stay at the front door chilling with a childish grin. We should now begin. In the truth be told, we riding on the light to let the youth get old. And following the one that will soothe your soul and take a bad situation and improve your role to release your flow. It's a long stretch to loosen all these chains from these babies' necks. And tell these young ladies they should save the sex. And tell the young guys not to break their necks in the place of sex. But get the paycheck. And real women really don't play that. A wise lesson learned really way back. I had to okay that. The Lord saved me, Jack, from a life of whack. Come on. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. You really can't afford free speech. Yeah. That's real. We from the same cut, but playing different positions. A top secret message got the president's attention. Do what you do, just get the good folks to listen. And trust me, yo, it's not about who you kissing. There's a plan to see you chewed up and shit out. The devil's burning red from the fire that we spit out. We on the get up, the hell with that download. Cherish the gift of the wisdom that we found, yo. Still on the mission with a daily agenda. Your head's still cloudy, so I doubt that you remember that I walk with the King of Kings beside me. Just like the roots in India, I read. I volunteered, no, the Lord didn't hire me. It is the spirit that inspired me, the author of life, to show the chief where the fire be. We have no time for those that be acting grimy. Yeah.
Papa beat the head out of us. Papa didn't cuss. It didn't raise a lot of fuss. But when we did wrong, Papa beat the head out of us.
And my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Made no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Made no surrender. It's time for a change, gotta bounce up. The oppressor's about to get housed up. I'ma lay him out, execution style's too late for an apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of flame, by God, it's over, doing your time is in the end. Lockjaw silent without sin. He put me on the planet for justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled on. With suppressors attached in the war zone. Revolution can start in the air zone. I'm a messenger popping like Arizona. Backed by the honorable who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the plentiful sinful. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand or kneels. Too late when the caps get pills. Don't believe in GC type. Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome. When it's on the song, all red in my vision through sight. It's killer be killed whenever I fight. From above, I've been given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. On the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' rid them all, so gon' pass the kite. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, make no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, make no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, make no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, make no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, if you taught that from school, everywhere, big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Push, 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 push. Step, step, step. Crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
Message. I'm about to give y'all a message this morning. Inspired by Baby Girl Slaughter, my baby Snoo, a couple of brothers, and some visitors. So I'm gonna drop some today, and y'all better. It seems like there's only 3 people doing research. The rest of you ain't doing nothing. Brothers, if you think you know everything, then why are you here? And trust me, you don't know nothing. I'm not saying that to be hurtful or shame you. I am saying exactly what you need to know. You don't know nothing. All right? It's not a competition. I love what the other brothers are doing, but y'all don't know nothing. Who remembers Khalid Muhammad being murdered? Talking about brain aneurysm. For those who have been studying how the secret agencies operate with dust, sprays, chemicals in food, odorless, tasteless. He had a brain aneurysm. Sounds familiar with Bruce Lee. There have been a number of Chinese actors who have passed away recently who let you know that, yeah, he was taken out. Slowly killed. Not as fast as Easy D in 2 days, full-blown AIDS. See, there are a lot of people right now who are going around. You grab your doorknob, you're having heart palpitations, they're spraying, putting powder, blowing it. Right when they walk beside you, there's a little thing, I saw it. I can't say where I saw it. They hold it in their mouth. It's oblivious to them. They might have what you call to take to keep them from being affected. Made from a South American plant. They walk by you and they just simply squeeze on it. Just that little poof. 5 or 6 people. And in a matter of weeks to a month. See, what does that have to do with what you see here? When I tell you there was no such thing as the Caucasoid. Now, Caucasians were a melanated and pale skin, a red race. You have, I proved it already that there are many pale skins here who are red skin, right? Who are our brothers and sisters. Tartary that you know is Tartary, it's a slang. China was never China, okay? I told y'all to look up the word C-A-T-H-A-Y, Cathay. Cathay. I told you to look up the people you see there now. They're not the original people, but they're not our enemies. They are misguided, poor decisions, like the Hindus. The original ones are relatives. You know, Baby Girl Slaughter brought this video of this individual. I saw him like 6 months ago. I guess he created it 7 months ago. He's been doing it for a while. And I know he has listened to me. The island of Anu, Mu, the original people of Earth, are melanated people, whether light brown to dark brown, red hair, green, blue eyes. You infer the racist dichotomy because races have nothing to do with truth. The original man came from Adamu, and Adam was not one man. It was a group of us. Adam had nothing to do with this fake created religion, narcissistic behavior, just like Eve, the woman who will shower us and cover us. Just like the moon was a base of our enemy, and the sun, the place of our birth. The reason why we can stargaze and we were allowed to not to look at it, because it helps to clarify. They didn't create us, but they did take the strains of us and manipulate us to make this beast a burden. But it wasn't what sacked upon us. There are other things in this world. We said the land of She, the land of Mu. Why do we always talk about World War I when that wasn't the original war? The Boxer Rebellion, the eradication of the real, when you want to say Islam, Mohammedans, what I would say, when they were very dark people, Asiatic, look like me. They're in South America and everywhere. They're not the same, though, as far as in knowledge. That knowledge has been destroyed amongst our brothers and sisters. When I say one world Tartary, I wasn't playing. And this being a republic, as it was. That place was never China until the fall of the Boxer Rebellion. Just like the Japan didn't exist, Russia didn't exist, Germany, all them places didn't exist until the 1600s, 6th century, which would be 7th century, which would be the 600s. You still fight amongst each other. Now, there are pale skins who are not. They are not us. They, and some melanated that come from them. They have been working genetically to manipulate, to steal, other than the fact that when they were created, they were a perversion. And you can see that now. They've used their own, which they came from, and then betrayed them and put them to sleep. And now they run around with that knowledge and the world's knowledge after they killed their own makers. Now they want to get rid of the rest of the world and create things in their image. But first they had to start with the mind. So you see all these Spanish people and all this stuff. I hate the narrative of being Spanish and Latin. I just wish they all would wake up from that. It's not even original language. Because the people over there, like Marco Polo was a nigga. Prester John. 432 drop hasn't hit on that yet. I don't think my brother, a lot of people haven't hit on that. Because every time one of them tell a story, they're going to whitewash it in ignorance, not willingly and knowingly. There's no hate. Because you don't need, that does not need to be a momentous operatus. You don't need to move on that. Curiosity doesn't kill the cat. It only enlightens. Those were Scythians over there, just like here. The original, as far as the Judeans go. Just like the original Ethiopians, the original people of Urdu, Hindu, whatever you want to call those new narratives. All the way through the furthest tip of the Americas. I don't believe in the South and North. I'm just letting y'all know that. They still spin theories, just like what I read, talking about tips of axis. What do you think the axis is? Do you think it's around Earth and it tilts? Like, can you be so stupid that it's spinning at 1,100,000 miles in this heliocentric thing with several 8 other planets, going in this diagram of movement, swaying through universes over millions of years, and then it tilts off its axis, and when we have the sun and the moon get closer and farther, y'all really believe in gravity still? That the implementation of what the perversion has done should never sit so easily. But that shows that you have been perverted. So how can you access and accept the other narrative when some of the greatest kingdoms, and we had the Colosseum here that rivaled the one in so-called fictional Rome. The Great Wall of China is not a Great Wall of China. It had its own wall, if you know about Shanshua, I forget how, Shanshua, that had walls that surrounded a 100-mile place. It was to keep things out and keep those safe in. And they want the people you see today. They were redskins and dark, melanated people like us. A lot of these Mongols were the first conquered. And those were our brothers too. They're ignorant. They have been perverted in some form or sense. There were those that were here with us. You don't have to believe that, but not the ones that were brought here. They took the children and they re-educated them and make them think something different. Those education Indian camps were to divide us. Now you see these bastards using a place that was beautiful, that was once underwater, destroyed, melted cities, in the so-called Grand Canyon for a reason. They polluted the Mississippi because they knew the importance of regeneration to our people, the significance of the herbs and everything. And they call themselves Jews now. Yet they have manually infiltrated and persuaded others who want no tie with them to bind in and to change into a new religion and ideology and narrative that never existed, except with the original people, which was walk of life. So as you see the triangle of death with the all-seeing eye between the Vatican, D.C., and the fake palace, which is now called a castle in England, map it yourself. It's a perversion. These great places we had built. There was an obelisk in every country. And free energy was everywhere, and everyone was happy and walked. And some of our people had to go off and invent something and genetically make something that wasn't meant to be, fucking with animals and people. As far as Anunnaki, what do you really think they are? The island of Anu, the Anu. What does it really mean? What have you come across? Have you further dug far enough to actually accredit yourself with finding something? When I tell you we are not the only existence. There's a purpose why we were so powerful when we had what we had. It wasn't to fight ourselves, but betrayal was known to be within because we knew by the oracles of our design what was to happen. Were we protecting ourselves from ourselves? Why did we put so many of our people to sleep? Why did so many civilizations just perish, whether through many destructive narratives? The grand cities that are under the ocean, why is it that they must see them? The weapons of old brought to new. The purpose of nothing new under the sun. You must understand the reason why that was said and why it's one of the biggest quotes ever. Most people don't get it. We betrayed ourselves, but we had help. There are those who came again and again, and they were cut off. And there's some of us who slipped through and we made it back. You have the power to do so much, and you still stay so irrelevant. Every one of you. Many of the Pelicans are waking up to this. And the ones that were born with tails are angered. But there have been some melanated ones born with tails too. Sadly, some of our melanated brothers and sisters are B negative and positive, and AB. It's not of origin, my loves. O positive and O negative. And O positive is fairly new. It's the return of the ancient ones. But the O negative is the original. You say black man. Well, as much as you might hate it, only the fake Jews, the pale skins, lied about history. Nobody else did. And you subjugated yourselves by way of your parents in wars. So the Boxer Rebellion, a 7-year war, that was them going over there slaughtering the original people and those who stood beside them. I think it was the last Qin dynasty. Anyway, some of those people came and married into my family. They remembered the old world, and they came for safety. They fled to here, the kingdoms, our grand cities. And many were lynched and murdered and burnt and blown up in caves and killed right alongside of us. Many of those people over there coming here, they're coming here because they don't want to be under that tyranny, which is coming and finding its way here. Many Chinese are starting to let you know this. I've never had a problem with my Chinese brothers. They've held me back, and then they've allowed me to excel in meditation and martial arts, to which we found it here because of the Hatop people, the original people, who are not the people you see there. They betrayed and murdered a lot of the original inhabitants. When you say Mongol, those were pale skins, a new individual, mongrel. They went around conquering all the lands, starting with the Hindus, and so on. As it was stated in many records and written by the Anu people and everything, there was 2 groups of individuals that came to conquer them. But who went and conquered the land of Cathay? It was America, Britain, Hindustan, Russia, Germany, the Dutch, Sweden. 8 to 9 new people, and old, persuaded, that went there to slaughter the original inhabitants, as they did Japan in the 6th century, which y'all call the 1600s, as they went everywhere and even came here. They didn't 1400s, 15. That's all lies. They say the winners write the history. That's why people still talk about revolutionary civil war. And yet, because of your love and compassion, and believe that they were the same as the people who you once were in your families, they were not. They were that which escaped the farm and made war and brought war and keep war against you in the lie. There's so much more, and you must take baby steps, even in the rush. There's no one answer, no one conclusive rationale, because there are many people who are still ignorant. And pale skins are coming along more in droves than the melanated, who are starting to see the truth. What is wrong with your brothers and sisters? Look at Umar, how dumb he looks right now. I'm not saying this was slight. Look at Math Hoffa in New York and everybody else. He had Jeru, he had all these individuals that said, regardless, I have no problem with Moors, because we did have Moors here. Regardless of what you want to believe. But that was based on something else. They were the greatest seafarers that later became pirates and so on. It's just another nomenclature, another name to the greater perverse of our identity. There's nothing wrong, but that is not who we are. We are more than that. There are more melanated and pale skin relationships that work successfully, and they have lived and been married 40, 50, 60, died together in beds, than the little few they show you with actors and actresses. See how easy that stuff sway you, and you get ignorant sisters who don't know who they are and how better they are, how powerful they are. See, this is the reason why I just need to learn how to shut up. And you get melanated men, I gotta stay with my sister. Well, what about you talking about? I said, for the sake of re-educating our people of their greatness, I would have to take y'all. I would need segregation in order for you to actually acclimate back to what you are. Learning, it's in you. They cut you off in the morning. When you come into the world, they cut you from the umbilical, what's not supposed to happen. They take that blood and use it to manipulate. That's how perverted they are. They jab you with metals and stuff so you don't have memory retention. So your memory is cut off. The babies come before that stuff kick in. Babble, they call it. Blah, blah, blah. But what you're doing right now, what this is babble. It's meaningless. Look up the word meaning and less. No, deep look. Not that surface, oh, this is what I came across. You're going to look at the verb, right? Then you're going to say, well, is it based upon a noun? Is meaning, what does it allude to? Does it give meaning to meaning? Does meaning mean meaning? Or does meaning mean? Or does mean meaning? Like, you don't really get it. You really don't. Because that is not your epitaph. You weren't nurtured to look at these things to make the correction. I got sisters, right, who believe they fine as wine. No, all our people are beautiful. I'm a handsome mother. I came to make powerful babies. And you know what women do? They look for what fits their narrative up here, which that has nothing to do with origin. To make a strong nation of powerful, strong babies with information not cut off from the world's lies, the information to travel. Our women have become so beguiled and stupid.
9282.
Like the mass of men, the sperm, their seed is not even good enough to put in the womb to make betterment, but have been destroyed. You don't get it. Because you have been caught up in a world of perversions they created. And it's going to be too late by the time you realize, and you're going to go, and this is what always happens with y'all. Oh, I should have. East Coast seems to have the dumbest, and the West Coast have those who are they got that combat in them. And they're very submissive, but it's in a way that's controlling. Neither one is healthy. You're supposed to both submit to each other without being submissive. There's no need to be submissive when you actually walk in love. And you know that the betterment of the nation is more important because you need to reclaim things. Our people have become superficial. There are more BBLs and breast reductions and implants and lips and face shots, and our people are still using their chemicals that have nothing to do with our ancient ways. And they believe that they're doing something because they got their nails with ceramic. You need to take all that crap off your nails and let your nails breathe. You need to stop putting them fake eyelashes on and stop putting that weave in your hair. And men, stop getting your hair lined up, faded and all that, and let the shit grow. And if you're gay, stop growing a beard and disrespecting the ancestors. That started with them pale-skinned bears over there in Maine and everywhere, jumping in the lake and sexing each other up, just like in San Fran. The perversion of our history and truth, the enlightenment of our entitlements and what we truly do, and stop fighting for land that already you belong to. Because you don't even move as one. You move secularly and separately. You don't know the truth of the world, and I ask you to go deep, and y'all keep rushing. You keep moving too fast. What is the two most powerful weapons you have? Patience and time. You want to litigate to believe that you need to know what is going to happen. No, majority of you are going to die physically because you're already mentally dead. Many of you are being poisoned, and some of you're going to speak about things, and the idiot enemy is going to be right there. Now, the beautiful thing is, what are they doing to themselves? Well, the swabs and all those idiots, they're destroying themselves, and they have no idea. Their calculations are based upon simulations. And because they're further deeper perverse, who would want to come up with synthetic androgen? They want you to eat bugs. You would have to eat a plate this big of crickets and worms to get the protein desired that comes from the minerals, times 4. Like, y'all don't get it. They are sick. And then those who work for them, it's like those of the old war. Indecisively made bad and poor decisions. It'll all come to an end. Some of y'all just figure, well, Why even bother, Red? It was all because you have a choice. That's all I'm gonna say. And you better make good on that choice. That's for the last run. You have idiots camped up all over the place who want to get back. The only people who ever in this world should want to get back is you and I. The donations were coming in, all of a sudden they stopped. I added 3 more books. I sure did. I was like, oh, we can do this. So I ordered some books because it was such a beautiful thing. I actually I took $500. I took $500, bought $500 worth of books. And it's only a handful, but some are 40. I wanted to get some good ones. Then all of a sudden it's like, guys don't even hit super chat. I wonder what happened there. I'm telling you the truth, and y'all, I guess you're figuring that you need to go everywhere else. So anyway, my baby girl Sue hit me off, and baby girl Slaughter, they threw $250 at me. I'm gonna put it out right now. Baby girl Slaughter hit me $130. Sue hit me $100. That's $230. That's the reason I took $500 right off the back and ordered these real good books. Now the book I'm ordering from France and the one from France, Paris, Toulon, France, and the one that I'm getting from hopefully I can get it from Morocco. That's a couple more. I make the difference. And there's still a few books that I didn't grab a hold of. It's about 20 or something like that because $14, $20. I can order some of those today, and I just might do that. Pike Cox, I got you, beloved. Appreciate the donation yesterday. And as I already stated, Eugene Washington, appreciate it, beloved. Like I said, it doesn't have to be. They broke their backs, and while the rest of you, there's a whole bunch of you that donate nothing. And then we've had a few people leave. I hope that was Janine. Yeah, came here from East Coast, got a boyfriend, wanted to get fucked, wore her ass out, said she got pregnant, went back over there. One of these still got their groove on. Just mental illness, you know what I'm saying? And I just can't. You can't make this up. The ignorance of the alcohol and the drugs, and the fact that people don't want to better themselves. Stupid. And definitely wasn't my type of woman anyway. I just figured out, I might be able to make some good, powerful babies. But a lot of you women on the East Coast are pretty fucking dumb. I thought that was slight too, because I study people. And I'm not into politics, nor am I into the correct analogy of nonsense. I'm different. Thank goodness. So, oh man, it's okay. I apologize. So I know for the women, I used to read in Montclair, New Jersey, in Bloomfield Avenue. Every weekend, I was assistant manager at Whole Foods. I used to make Isaac Hayes drinks. He used to come in there and give me his big pound with his he-she. I used to make his smoothies. That's why I'm pretty good at it. Queen Latifah used to come in the back. Yo, Red, needs that wine. Baby girl, what cheese? What do you suggest? I used to be like, damn, Queen, it's new in them. They'll tell you, Ben Rock's brother, even though I love Ben Rock, Glenn, he was a musician. I used to hang out with him, Branchbrook Park. There was a guy that had one leg down there who had the silver hot dog truck. Me and Glenn used to go over there, and we act like we robbing them and getting all our damn our Italian hot dogs, you know what I'm saying? And then I go over there with my 4-string bass guitar, and he'd be over there on his jam, and we'd be over there, and I'd be over there jamming, smoking some herb. This is after the military. Before the military, we all used to hang on 8th Street and all that stuff, and I sold drugs. But I believe when the Jasmines grows, I want to have a reading where I let the sisters all over, and you can tell them Red's going to be doing some readings. And the other one I want to get, I'm going to buy that today, is Until Leaves Fall in Paris, a World War II historical fiction book, which is just exceptionally. So I added it, just to let you know. It's a limited time. So I added it. All right, those are the two that I added. Okay, one's 20 something, the other one's only $8. All right, so don't get into the crayon color of the made up new world. You need to know that it's important to move away from the fake races created by these fake Jews. I wish one of them would come and challenge me. It will never happen. You know why? They wouldn't last a fucking minute. But when the jasmine grows, for those who know, I believe there was a movie made that's kind of similar. So there are a number of books and things that I've, because I'm always looking. I always told you that I will always do that because it's important. And some of the greatest love books come out of gay Paris. Okay, and even though we have a magnificent and the ringing cedars as far as Anastasia and what is love and all that, when we get there, we'll get there. Now, as far as the history, the whitewashing of it is the complete perversion. And I don't care what you think and how you feel, because many pale skins here don't know their true history on one side or the other. Now, I've broached upon and I've expressed to you every year it was known in over history up to 200 and maybe well over it melanated couples. It didn't matter in that fictional place called Africa or the fictional New Age America, made up America by these bastards. Because, you know, they have to switch up things when they feel like they're really in control. We've always birthed pale skins and they were in our families and everything. And a majority of pale skins playing Indian who dismiss you are not who they think they are. They're an enemy. And you need to know this. And if there were those who were grabbed into that lie, well, history books show there was no goddamn pale skins here, and the ones that were here, they didn't make the location unless you read deeper based upon Tartary or whatever you want to call it. Okay? I told you we call this land Atria. I know you have a hard time dealing with that. It's not my problem. If you can't find it, that means they hid it well from you. You can just hold on to their fake history. They don't know a lot of things. I don't care if they would have had 100 miles under the fake-ass Vatican with all the bones of your ancestors as a source of an energy vector, a perversion. They have it here too. Don't get it twisted. You just haven't seen it. It's like they have it in England and everywhere else. But people are waking up. It's hard for the pale skins who have been given this fake whitewash history to disembark and disavow the lie and acclimate to the truth. Look how the scary little cowards right now are trying to throttle and keep people from seeing this. Share it. You can share this right now on YouTube. You can actually share it right to YouTube right now. You can share it to Facebook and say, stop being coward and come get this tea, this medicine. You can share it to anywhere. The likes help beat their little goofy algorithm. There's no need for me to fake swear either. The language I'm speaking is a swear, a cuss word in itself. This history is a fake. It's all a lie, people. I remember I went to the Forgotten Bookshop in Paris. Oh yeah, it's still mom and pop. And they had the best crepes. And I used to sit there when they closed. And yes, ma'am, I'll be right here reading. And I'd be there for their whole siesta, eating cheese and real good salami, like aged salami with this wine. With 2 bottles out there. They'd be gone for like an hour, 2 hours. And I'm out there with like 4 books by myself. The women walking by winking. I'm doing my best to learn how to speak this French language. And I'm talking about some French woman that got some big dunk walking by me from out of nowhere. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm reading. In in the age of my ignorance. Okay. So I just ordered 3 books. 3 more. Damn, April. What? What did they plan on destroying the world? April 6th. It's still February. Saying, y'all don't even know about the Russo, so-called Japanese war. This is all recent stuff. When they conquer stuff, then they're pitted against each other. It's to eradicate, to bring the Pelskins in to believe these Pelskins are the same who these are from Negroid by the narrative. To get rid of them. Their history that they could share, to destroy it. Y'all don't get it. Does it say Shem is the progenitor of the pale and dark races? No, it says Ham, the progenitor of the dark races. Then it gives the labels. But when they tell you Yaphet and all the generations they give, they had to be killed. They had to be eradicated because Shem was a multiplex melanated individuals who could be played off from a dark red to a dark melanated in between the 5 siblings. Y'all don't get it. You really don't. That's by a New Age narrative. That's just alluding to something to keep a bind on a supposed of the Atlantis. We create and they take. Bronx keeps creating, that Brooklyn keeps on faking, that keeps on taking, and Manhattan keeps on faking, and the bridge is over. The bridge is over. In Shashu, that grand city, I forget how many bridges it had. It had more bridges than anywhere. The fact that California is named after one of our beloved queens, the goddesses. That the first president of Mexico of so-called Mexico came back here because he knew and named LA, and then all of a sudden here come these Dutch and these fake Jews creating this fake ass gold thing and big metal ships bombarding the Caliphs who fought back. But because we were so, and that was later on in the 1800s. Y'all just don't get it. And then while we were so busy burying our dead and fighting still, they were destroying our cities and bringing more peckerwoods over here who are just locked away. You see in the videos how they move around the cities. And it takes them a year or so to learn how to ride our bikes and everything. And they still dying trying to build things, and they can't even build the way we built. Everything they built is, and now all of a sudden you see all these architects walking around like they're really something because they don't know why and how it got that way. You could teach a monkey to climb a goddamn ladder, all right, and carry a watermelon up it, or even a hose and fight a fire. King Dynasty was the destruction. The Boxer Rebellion was that which tried to fight. And all these fake bitches from Australia all the way up went over there to conquer the people. I told y'all in the live before. The original people of that land. And there were some of our Pelskin brothers there as well, but very melanated. Because even that history was whitewashed. But there was no Chinese as you see today. They didn't exist there. No, not at all. No slide to my Chinese brothers and sisters. You were greater somewhere else, and you were betrayed as well. You were doing whitewashing yourself with pills and chemicals before motherfuckers down there in South Africa and the Congo. And Jamaica. That goofy shit. Y'all were the first ones doing it. Pain's a motherfucker. Ignorance seems to be the going. So I'm ordering right now the Boxer Rebellion and the King Dynasty. Okay? Even though I have something on the Boxer Rebellion, it's about martial arts. So this is not. This is historic history. Okay. All right, and it'll be here. Okay. Oh, this will be here February 23rd. The other one was March, April 6th, and the other one was, I think, March 15th. So these two will be here February 23rd. Okay. The Boxer Rebellion is one of my favorite books. But there's so many lies involved, but so many truths. That was not called China, people. It was a King dynasty. The land of Shi, or Cathay. You don't have to believe me. I really don't give a fuck. Believe whatever it is you choose. I'm ordering in front of you because I'm taking my time today. I'm going to see what your patience is like. But I'm going to definitely, I've been buying books without telling the sisters, a number of them, to read to just the sisters. And brothers, if you want to come in there, and then so be it. I'm a romantic anyway, so don't try and equate yourself with me. Don't be retarded. Don't do it. It just won't work. I'm pulling up this other one too that I was looking at last night. Because I went to sleep around like 10:30, 11. I just passed out actually. I ate some Korean. My buddy that's over here, he owns a Korean restaurant that was once the Mexican restaurant. And he came by and dropped me off. He had the same thing, and I was like, this is my boy. Like I said, I don't worry about stuff, for those who don't know. Okay, where's it at? I don't worry about nothing. It's Pioneers of France, The New World. That, I'm going to wait. That's 34, 35. A lot of the books I've been looking at is about 40, 50. So, you know, I paid the 25. I add that on just so it adds up, y'all. And for people who buy books, you know, like I know. But Pioneers of France, of the New World, it's an excellent read. I have plenty PDFs. Some of y'all seen, I've got hundreds of PDFs, and I just get tired of looking at the screen, reading the PDF. It just, you know, my eyes. And it's about $35, so I'm not going to order that right now. I actually have the original small, but I bought it in New York, so I'm buying the newer one, so it's pretty nice, just to let you know. So that's in there. I'm just pulling up the things, okay. And stop saying happy birthday. I keep saying all these people talking about, can you wish my son? You just wish death on your damn own children. Wish my 25-year-old daughter happy birthday. They are so, how did our people get so dumb? War. I actually tell you how, when I say it, I'm wondering if anybody's going to repeat it. Which I don't think you can. True Legends. I ordered that book. It was out. They sent it to me. I think it's back. Only 20 left in stock. That's $50. I mean, $45. I'm not going to get that right now. Because there's other books I want to get. That I really want the Legends, True Legends. That y'all know it's been a year and I didn't even get it yet. Hodare de Ruta. Oh, Kotarahi. Wow. The Latin Americas, as far as the culture, bro. That book, that's about a $70 book, y'all. So, and I wanted to get some books to better my Spanish, because some people, even though some of y'all know me from back in the day, my Spanish has gotten very rustic. Okay? It is what it is. And I feel like I need to brush up on it. I believe it's my daughter that speaks Spanish better than anybody. My son, I think he just said, fuck it. Don't get on me about it. All right, where's it at? Let me see. Why is it hiding it from me? Ooh, child. Because you know all the history they tell you is going to be a lie. Where's that ancient Japan at? Oh, and there's another book. If you're here, Baby Girl Slaughter, you might want to look into the Taiping Rebellion. That's another excellent read. I have it in the shed, I think. The Taiping Rebellion. Like I said, be careful of the pictures and stuff, but it's, you know what I mean? Like I said, the Chinese that married into my family were very, very dark. They were not Chinese either. They were not called Chinese. And for some reason, all the Chinese I see out here, they come to me and they're very smiling and happy. And listen, I don't know. But I'm respectful to all walks of life. It's because they call it China that is not what it is. You need to know about the king, and Chen. There's a reason why things exist. They had to create out of something. And though they didn't create, they just further added more lies to history. Okay? You need to know this. When you look at Marco Polo, the clothes he wore, that was Tartary. That was magnificent. Look at the crap you wear now. It has no balance, no harmony. It has no acoustics. It has no frequency. It has no deliverance. It has no majestic, no beauty. It has nothing it's deplorable. It's skank. Hey, Snow. Oh, you're just breaking it down. Okay. Hey, baby. Obsidian, copper, sunstones, and they still can't build the way we used to. But we don't see it with hate. You're very correct. Herbo, you don't believe what, brother? Say what you don't believe, brother. Don't say you don't. What is you don't believe? Because I go back and read. I don't get it. What's going on, beloved? Anyway, Mikey Cox, what's up, beloved? Hey, Herbert Humble French. Hey, what's going on, beloved? Oh, Salat, what's going on, beloved? Oh, you talking about as far as the crayon color stuff? I'm not asking you to believe nothing. I'm asking you to research. Your opinion and your baseless thoughts activated with the world we live in? Yeah. Well, medical. Somebody studied medicine for 12 years, like some years of college, to become a doctor. To come across these forms and to be in the Library of Congress and be overseas as many times as I have, we birthed in over 200 pale skins. And this is going way back from history. That's why there's so many that run around with O positive, O negative bloodline. There are those that are manipulation. If you don't know the history before Tartary, if you have a hard time accepting Atlantis and Gaia, which are real, they dismiss it just like they did the apocryphy, but based on the analogy of ancient worlds, of dragons really existed. People have a hard time dealing with that because you don't see it now. Do not let ignorance in your head make you capitulate and be dismissive of things you know nothing about. Oh, I'm sorry, brother. I'm going. The earth ain't round. It isn't. I'm sorry. My apologies, brother. Because you know me, but I was saying everything to be healing. So it was no slide, no throwing at nothing at you. You know I love you, so don't get it twisted. Yeah, go back and pay attention. Of course the earth ain't round, brother. I get what you're saying, but be more clear. I was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna go back and read. I'm like, huh? I don't have minutes. It ain't like I got a stenographer over here. You know, it's like these new age motherfuckers when Biden's talking like they can make sense of when he's going. I'm like, that's not a real sign. That's not a real signer. This motherfucker don't know anything about signing. I'm like, somebody get that fool off the corner. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. My apologies. Well, anyway, I should have kept saying what I was saying. It's history, right? It's based on something. That's why I'm a historian. But yeah. But as far as, I thought it might have been about the Pelskins. I was attempting to figure out what I was stating. But the truth is, I appreciate that, beloved. Thank you. But the truth is that they had to kill a lot of them because a lot of them knew the truth. Why would you allow them to exist? And then the ones that were able to say something like George Orwell and Mark Twain, you got to look at their history too. It wasn't as beautifully painted as most put it out there. They had to do it in a way that was encoded. You know, like, I'm gonna throw it out there. Like, there's still brothers and sisters talking about Christopher Columbus. Look at Tariq Bey, right? Tariq Taj Bey, whatever. His name is not Christopher Columbus. He was not a Pelskin. I mean, let me order this book right quick. I'm sorry. My apologies. You know I love you, Herb. You know, I wasn't attacking. I was just like, I was attempting to better thinking because people, I said it again anyway, because there are people out here who actually have left messages that says, white people, and they still saying the word white. There's no such thing as a white person. Just like that, damn sure ain't no such thing as a black one. That up there, I put that there because I knew it would grab eyes. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's going on, Ganja? What's going on, beloved? Because our people will continue to accept the lie, and they believe that they will ascend, and they'll never ascend. I get questioned all the time. Are you part Chinese? I ask them, what does that mean? What is the word Chinese? What is its origin? And they look at me, what do you mean? Because, see, their knowledge is only in the slipstream of this new world. I said, there's no such thing as a Chinese, except unless you accept this fake world where they're destroying them people and killing those people who actually helped conquer that land, and a remnant of the original people, whether it be Pale, because there were Pale skins there, y'all, or the original melanated. And most people don't even know that, because your research is the extent of how far you willing to go. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have a hard time accepting that. There's a lot of people in so-called South America who are our relatives, y'all. The prison system and this fake racist dichotomy and them liberals. Conservative played a part too, because they're the gatekeepers of the lines of history. And when people come to free people from it, the pale skins always got to paint this out of Africa crap, which is their demise. I don't care which person it is who worked in the news or the professor, Miss, you know who come along. When they say African American, or they say the original people, but they still holding on to a lie, but they're attempting to stay safe. But then there are the people who are actually telling you who you are. But history, we were everywhere. It was no one place. It was one world peace. All we knew was peace. We are not the war makers. So whenever I see melanated people running around, killing and murdering each other, I say, first of all, I want to know their blood type. I want to know where they're from, where their parents, and where their parents really from. I want to know who they are, because there are many of our people who are nothing more than a perversion as well. I know pale skins who got old negative bloodline, and I'm like, you know who you really are, don't you? And they be like, yeah, we know. Oh, yeah, over here, I done met a few of them, and they got to keep quiet. I got homies that say they're part Cherokee, and I say, what's your blood type? They say, O positive. I'm like, you definitely family. And people think it's a game, but we got millions of our people in Africa running around speaking moo now, but you look at them, you know they're not of that place, because we're totally different looking people, all the way. I have no problem with that. But the problem is you still have the leaders like you over here who are creating wars and disparities while talking unification, but they're fleecing the land and giving it to the enemy. Because why? A lot of those dark mother suckers you see, they're not. They're people. And then you got good Hindus who are over there who will fight with the Ankh against the Dutch and everybody else, even against India. Yes. I mean, right now in Eridon, right in Hindu, you got the mugs fat and nasty. You can see them painted up with colors, having sex with the eunuchs. Walking around, I got a wife with 3-4 kids in that certain time of the year, walking around murdering Christians. I have no problem with Christians. I have a problem with those who don't practice that religion to go deeper, to figure out and learn by studying and finding and searching discernment. I don't have a problem with Muslims. I respect them more than anything. I have a problem with these fanatics who are children who saw what happened to their parents, who become angry, and then they can be easily manipulated by these other foreigners who look like them but are not them, to further the war using their rage and hate. You don't get it, do you? Right now you have enemies working in hospitals here who are brought here by this fake ass government and their participants. I don't say this with hate or malice. And they're there to take care of the soldiers who are here ready to fight against you, to kill and murder and maim you with drones and weapons here. I mean, they have thermals now that they can look through, and they can see all the people with the same binoculars as the good guys, and they have an arrow with a dot over the head of where you had hiding behind something, even behind a wall, and it's got a little thing like this, and they can point it and hit you. They ain't got to be a sharpshooter. You don't get it. Do you have that? And they talking about taking your firearms, a foreign entity playing government, and you're still buying into it, but you want to stay where you at? I knew some of you Negroes believe that, and Pale-skins especially, well, if we gather together, they could take us all at one time. You dummy. So what you're going to do, I'm not going to say on here what needs to be done, but that shows that you have been lobotomized. You have no idea about nothing else. You're not a strategic. You're not a planner. You have become their lane. So I have nothing for you. You stay where you at. What if I said to you that there was not supposed to be no night, it was only supposed to be day? What would you say then? What if I could prove to you where the daylight is the most, with the 1 hour of night, how people live? And it is not trouble or problematic, but they're stronger. Why is it that you always see one side of the moon? If we're whipping through space. Oh, that's right. They said it stays like that, whipping around the Earth whipping around the sun, with all these other planets whipping. And if we're doing this heliocentric turn, everything in front of us stays that way. And it doesn't move marginally this way, but they're saying this millions of light years, like. And people buy into this, but they don't want to go to Alaska, to the highest point over there, have somebody in Russia, the highest point on that side, and do what's called an stringent laser test at 55 miles to see if the Earth is curved. Told you I've seen 100 miles out in the ocean straight across at ships we could not see. Up there on Roach's Road, looking through a sextant, whatever that thing was. I don't know. I call it a sextant. I don't think it was. I wasn't one of those. And Lieutenant JJ, a good friend of mine, power lifter, he said, I want you to see something. Because I was always I was arguing with everybody. The Earth ain't round. They knew. Captain of the boat in the Navy, these little fake ass Masons, Skull, whatever, it don't matter. They all know. Many pilots know the Earth ain't. I flew the Cessna. They know the Earth ain't round. Yeah, those ones in England, they missing now who went and told the truth. The ones in Philippines, Thailand, some of their planes have crashed. See, this is what I'm saying. You don't get it. I saw at least 300 miles straight across. Tankers and ships. Foreign Navy. And when he said, you see that? I was like, yeah, what's that? 300 miles. 400 miles, something like that. 300 something miles. It was almost 400. I looked at him like that. And he says, now get out of it. Go, 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 go. Man, I got down there and I made my best way to get inside the ship without walking on the catwalk because I figured I would have been in the drink. I thought it was a hit. I thought it was a plan. Thank goodness I know how to, I mean, I'm a fighter. Don't get it twisted. But look, man. Y'all just don't get it. Anyway. When you're reading books, you need to know the truth. First of all, during the Qing Dynasty of 1889 to 1912, which is not the truth, it's between the 8th and 9th, that flag is Tartarian. I'll show you to you. That's a Tartarian flag. Who are the serpent people? I just want to put that out there. Whether you accept it or not, I don't care if you accept it or not. The reason why the Chinese, the reason why the Qigong shoes are made with cotton, or not animal skin soles and hemp. Y'all ever paid attention? Because grounding was important. The binding of feet with the Anu, and even that dynasty, the Qing and the Ming dynasty, has nothing to do with this New World Chinese narrative. Even many of them don't even know their true history, and it's sad. It's sad. Anyway, I just ordered about 3 or 4 books, all right? I'm not even gonna mess with the Opium Wars. Some of y'all know about that. That's just a whole nother, that was destructive, all right? Again, I appreciate the donations. I've been over here over an hour. I rambled and bumbled on. You heard me. I want some pancakes. I'm gonna hold off for about 4 or 5 hours, but I really want some pancakes. Oh, push-ups got my chest sore right in here, like the you know, you feel the muscle like it's very uncomfortable. But no exercise, no nothing. I'm gonna go to the post office. Appreciate y'all. So yeah, don't ask how far we are, because you know I just ordered about $89 worth of books. I ordered some pretty expensive ones yesterday where I had to add 500, so that's $1,000 worth. Some of those books are over 100. It's just the way it is. I can't do nothing about that, and it's not the majority because it's still like 82 books in there. Yo, 65 books to be ordered. And some of them like $10, $15. They're excellent reads. Some books are not great, but there are puzzle pieces in there. I just know how to read and put them together. It's just, it's not to be dismissive of the writer, but you know, yeah. So yeah, until they free it up, which they want to destroy it. When Ganja get here and those guys, I'm gonna sit down with him. We're gonna hook all this stuff up so that way downstairs I'm gonna make it, because I don't eat at the table. I weld and I draw and paint and I make things, right? When I close the curtains, I make things at that table, which is a nice, beautiful table in my dining room. But I'm gonna make it just for podcasts and still build my models and what I do. You know what I mean? But right now it's got a lot of gun parts and stuff on it. I gotta put all that in the boxes and put it up. And you know. Yeah. Anyway, let me get off of here, man. There's a lot of things I want to talk about and discuss. You're not black. They're not white. Language is messing people up. Tartary isn't what you think it is. That's a slang. It's meaningful. It's practical. We can utilize that. China, Japan, Russia, all these places didn't exist. That's recent. There are those who are here in the world controlling it and their perversions. Man didn't sleep with man, like in that fake narrative of Greece. That was lies. Wrestling naked had nothing to do with wanting to go up each other's holes and all that. And then the New Age statues created during the Renaissance era. It's funny how nobody wants to call that. But you can easily pull up the information to show you. There was no such thing before that. In a world where the children were free to run around and everything, which was right before the so-called 6th century or 1600s. These bastards got y'all running around wanting to lick each other and sex each other. Just, excuse my language. And the people who will fight for it because they're stuck there and they don't know why. They've been so overly sexualized they don't even know what truth of normalcy is. This is not hate. And they want you to accept something as if you're supposed to because of an agenda. I say take their agenda, and I know what's going to happen with them. And you can take your whole homosexual and lesbianism, if you want to place that on somebody and not be responsibly respectful and say, you know what, that's where you at. We'll accept you for where you are because it's part of the new age. But we're not going to accept the perversion of the delusion that you think a minority is going to make the majority carry on a certain way. Something is wrong with you. It shows that you have been chemically lobotomized and fractured. Flame Monroe is one of the only ones I've seen who is not attempting to make anybody buy into or believe in it. Even the ex-Navy SEAL Beck, who I follow, we've actually communicated. All right? He's got a good wife. He's retransitioned as much as he could. He's telling the truth. He's got his religion, which is perfectly fine. Y'all have a lot to learn, y'all. Just because the world ain't what it is, it's not going to go back if you don't know how to get your mind and readapt and connect it to who you really are. But if you're still arguing and fighting amongst each other as if you know something and you really don't know, and you're following people who want to lay the narrative and believe that they're this and that, like I had people getting upset with me when I said chief is a French word. It has nothing to do with your existence. That minimalizes you to some kind of hut TP mud house living, which that's not what it is, unless you want to acclimate it to like everything else, which they name aircraft and weapons after our people like the Apache and the Skyhawk, the Raider, and you know what I mean, the Corsair and the Night Dippers, and you don't get it. The Apache, right? A slap in your face to keep you from normalcy, to keep you stuck in a cycle of death that's fictional. Death is not real. Not the way they lay it. But when death comes to them, the physical is just one part. That ain't death at all. You're just not here. At least that's what they think. No. The true analogy of what death is, it comes for them. You know how they say it comes for all? It's coming for them. And there ain't shit they can do. Let's stop it. Everyone has choices. Anyway, I'll see y'all here in a few hours. I appreciate you. It's number love. I appreciate those donations coming in. I didn't want to say something to have people, and it took two sisters to really lock it in, but the brothers and everybody else, graciousness and blissfulness be upon you. All right? Nothing but love. But y'all still got to rise to the occasion. Y'all have to. You really, really have to. I'm going to share some more. Just a little bit at a time. I'll see y'all here in a few hours. Bless.